Welcome to the weekend with me, Steve Savant, national insurance columnist and financial color commentator and host of the Business Insurance Zone. Today, I'm on several sites today. The first one, you probably remember about 30 days ago, I was on the usdebtclock.org looking at the financial condition. And the reason I went back to this is I just heard Chicago Sun-Times columnist Terry Savage at the Biltmore a couple weeks back talking about America and our debt and our obligations. And again, I just want to give you a heads up. This is a current clock. You can go out to usdebtclock.org and pick this up for yourself and look where we're at. Right now, we're at 15.7 trillion in debt. Some people predict somewhere around 2015 or so, we're going to be somewhere around 20 trillion in IOUs. And I mean, we're talking about red ink on a balance sheet that's unbelievable. Each citizen right now owns about $50,000, a little over 50 grand a piece if we were to retire this debt, because we have about 313,000 people in the United States. That's our population today. However, when you think about it, only half the country pays taxes, federal taxes. So because of that, each taxpayer is now obligated for 138,000 because not everybody pays federal taxes. When I look at the red ink, right now, U.S. federal spending is about 3.6 trillion. And our budget deficit, then our shortfall from the money that we take in, is about $1.4 trillion. If this trend continues, we won't be able to do anything but look at our gross national product, as the biggest chunk of that proportion is going to be our debt service. When you look at some of the ideas that are going on, the largest budget items, which really are not appearing in our normal U.S. debt, is our Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Some of these issues, our other obligations, are actually much larger. When you think about it and you want to go into the future, now you're looking at the clock as they project it into 2016. Now the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, says it's going to be about 18.1 trillion. The Office of Management and Budget says it's going to be about 19.8, almost 20 million. The GOP House Committee on the Budget says that the actual U.S. debt's going to be about 18. So these two agree, but the Office Management and Budget actually have it about 1.8 trillion more. And when you look at the U.S. debt clock at current rates calculated by the actual website, we're sitting around $21.8 trillion at current spending and rising. When you think about the national debt and the red ink, think about it, we're looking at numbers that are titanic. And this is only 2016. We're only projecting to that another presidential election. I'll be right back after this message. Companies in our business are always touting service, products, and underwriting. And we do that too. But here's the difference. Now enter the world of the elite producer with a value package that cuts us out of the pack. A BD that approves social media marketing of non-FINRA products and doesn't take an override. With the best competition desk in the industry, and for our loyal producers, a true group health plan. No one offers that. Brokers Alliance does. Well, welcome back. Steve Savant here, and now I'm on a different site called truthinaccounting.org. I want you to look at this number. It's a huge number. We were showing you on the other site at 15.7 trillion is our debt. But the actual truth, if you take all incurred debt as well as all our obligations through Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, we're looking today at present numbers somewhere around $76 trillion in total debt and obligation, which means that your share as an actual American, not so much the taxpayer, is just shy of $250,000. So when I come out on a site like this and I see this, the word says shocked, I would say I need a better superlative. I need a better adjective to talk about how stunned I am when I look at $76 trillion and the obligations that face America right now. When you think about it, as a taxpayer and only half the country pays taxes, that IOU is so huge, how are we ever going to retire it on the spending habits today? We need to pull back on our spending. We need to be able to take a different approach on revenue. We have to overhaul the entire tax system, and to be fair, everybody has to pay some share of the federal budget. There's no other way around this. If we're really going to talk about equality, then we all need to pitch in. And pitch in that looks like pretty big. I'm Steve Savant. Have a good weekend.